Hey, this is Glider. Welcome back to Glider Gaming. We're jumping into the GliderCage here in Oxygen Not Included. And we've just turned on the game, and I kind of need to refresh myself. I had a busy week, so I pre-recorded quite a few videos, so I don't really remember what I was doing all that well. Ghosts of Gravitas. Recover a database entry by inspecting facility ruins. Cool. So, we are working on getting a loop for polluted water, ethanol, power, polluted water, wood, ethanol. So that's one thing we're working on. We had just finished up here and leaked a bunch of polluted water, but now we're going to be protecting from the slightly warmer space and able to grow as many trees as possible. We just need to get the polluted waters going. So this is a little strange. This should be overflowing right here, and I'm not sure why it's not. We may have confused the pipes. We may have confused the pipes by doing this here. So what we might do is, rather than, once we get this system created, we might stop using this polluted water to feed in here, and we might switch the overflow to standard water and make oxygen with it. Because, you know, we still do need a long-term oxygen solution. But for the moment, we're going to deconstruct that and do that. And I think that will take care of the issue. Water confusion is something I've never really quite figured out in this game. It seems straightforward enough to me. Go in here, and if you can't come out there, go through here. Then enter here and go out. But it must have been trying to go backwards and out. This isn't solving it either. So what's going on? Prior to the full release in the beta, like, I do stuff like this all the time, and there was no issues. The bad thing is now that all the toilets are backed up, no one can use a toilet, so they can start making messes everywhere. So this is all quite strange. So, we're going to try another situation to fix this. We're going to go right here. We're going to break that. And then we're going to go like this. We need this polluted water to clear out of these pipes yesterday. Last cycle. We can also try to break that to resolve the issue. I'm going to put that at like priority 2. Because if I don't have to break that, I don't want to. Oh, it's that same one. I just didn't. Oh, good egg. Hatch a new critter from an egg. Okay, they're building this now. Please work. Come on, you can do it. Work, work, work. Wow, this is a very slow build. Definitely need to increase a couple people's skill in construction. This is also the fastest setting, so it's not like I just have a slow setting on. Okay, we fixed the confusion. Why that reservoir did it and nothing else, I'm not sure, but whew, we avoided messes, so that's great. Okay, we've almost exhausted this clean water supply, so we're gonna have to build one over here now. And then down here at the end of the stream, we had built this, but we didn't set it for anything. So we're going to choose polluted water. And I want to get that emptied pretty quickly, so I'm going to choose priority 7. That's just going to help us take all these different waters sitting around, creating polluted oxygen, and get rid of them. So right now we're safe, but there's an instance where some slime lung gets into that polluted oxygen and just starts putting disease ripping through our base. I'm going to go ahead and deconstruct that one there. I'm going to build another one of those right here. I'm going to go ahead and deconstruct this one as well. These two should sufficiently give us coverage from any polluted oxygen making its way through. We're also going to go ahead and auto-harvest these guys, so that if they are growing and they are ready, they'll be harvested, so their growth cycle starts over again. Because it does take quite a bit of polluted water to grow these, and we don't have an infinite supply of polluted water. You know, we have a nice supply of it, but there's a lot of other things I can do with it. So just letting them grow naturally, we'll collect the reed fibers we need for suits and for art. Okay, so that's going. We're collecting our hot water, and some heat is escaping here through this airlock. So what I could do is I could try to make a vacuum lock, but I think that would be more trouble than it's worth. So I think what I'll do is I'll just add another door over here. Just try to slow down the progression of how quickly the heat can escape. So we know we've got a volcano there. The heat's doing okay up here and over here. It's pretty spicy right there, but it looks like this little guy right here, he is planting everything. So all of this is supposed to be mushroom. So over here and over here, we need some better CO2 flow. This is definitely going to inhibit how well we can control our gas management. But what we'll probably end up doing is putting a CO2 scrubber down here and a CO2 scrubber over here to just help destroy CO2 as we need to. Oh, right here, this should be one tile up higher, because every time we open this, CO2 is going to spill out, and we want to keep a little well of CO2 for our mushrooms to grow in. That was an oversight by me when I was blueprinting. But luckily, the heat from that volcano is still contained. It's not just spilling heat out. Okay, so we're going to put... Oops. There's your dirt for the morning. And we're going to put that one right there. Okay, then we're going to copy the settings on this. I heard that in this release that sometimes seeds plant themselves, which would be a little strange. Never used to happen, but there was that pip in here, so the pip may have been planting all of that too. Okay. Ooh, yep. We're definitely taking any and every Wheezewort seed we see. I'm not even going to look at the dupes to be distracted, because so far we found some cold zones, but we haven't found a cold biome. They've all been rust-like zones. So if there really is no cold biome in this map, Wheezewort seeds from the printer are the only way we're going to get them. So I'm just looking at all the things I started in previous videos we need to keep working on. So just finish insulating the base. And as I keep saying in the description, we really need to sort out our oxygen situation. But I just have not determined how to do that quite yet. It might be rust-based. Now that we found some rust and we have salt, we could start breaking down rust for that. We could start cleaning this salt water and then sending the salt water into an electrolyzer. That is a viable option, I would imagine. We need a lot more mushroom spores. And we just need to sweep up all these seeds. Okay, we've run out of storage as well, so go ahead and come in here. We still need this door open very badly. How can we get this door open? It's always been annoying to open these doors, but like in this map, it's been particularly annoying. Come on, open the door. Uh-oh, algae. Algae alert. We are not making any oxygen whatsoever right now. So, we have to go on an algae expedition. Where is the quickest, easiest algae with the least likelihood to harm us? Some right there. There's no slime in that yet. Down here there's still plenty. I've already exposed some slime lungs, so it's not like it's going to be that crazy to do more. So let's get all of that. That's easy algae acquisition. So we'll start with that. Then we can start peeling layers down here to get to more algae. So if we do that, we're going to need more scaffolding. I think I'll just kind of do it like that. So I should just build a floor, honestly. That would be the smartest thing to do right there. But for now, I don't really know what I want to do with this space long term. And to get those far bits, we are going to need some more scaffolding. And probably a ladder to get down to pick it up. So we'll start with this. And breathing is of a pretty high priority, so that's going to need to happen right away. We are up to 56 kilograms, which will last almost no amount of time whatsoever. Okay. So we've got a ton. That should last a day or two. Grab these bits, because that's where we're going to get more actual algae. Okay, so that little crisis averted. Still haven't got this door open. Can we deconstruct it? No. Until we open it, it won't let us deconstruct it. But maybe we can go around it. Deconstruct these tiles. See, I don't really want to deconstruct these tiles, though, because I want to not have gas exchanges, but they're really just not going to let me open this. It's very frustrating. Oh, fossils. All the way up here to get more lime. That's cool. There's our copper volcano. We did get a little bit of copper out of it. How much did we get? Okay. Nearly a ton. At some point, I'm going to be digging around these areas, and I think it'd be smart to keep our CO2 lock in place. So I'm just going to put some plans here so that we can keep that CO2 lock in place. Okay, I'm going to set this up for all seeds. Just because I want this area to stop getting planted with random things. Okay, we're now over a ton of algae. Don't need that one. So I'm not seeing just like a huge algae pocket, just little bits of algae dotted around. So we do need to kind of keep our eye out for a giant supply of algae. Yeah, usually you get those huge algae pockets in caustic biomes, but it looks like our caustic biome was replaced by the salt biome that does not have so much algae. Okay, looks like they've built everything within this spot that we need, so we can put that there so the polluted water doesn't leak out. Dig that out so they can start building some of this, as well as giving them some scaffolding. Probably not build those so that we can come through and build the top, and then we can put those back in later. Right. Nature reserve is there. That's good. We really need to get our power situation up and running so that everything can happen 24/7. Oxygen is survivable, but not ideal. We're getting to the point where we have so few dupes and so many plans going that it is going to be difficult for the dupes to do everything I'm asking. What's our priority situations? Plant things ASAP. Sweep up seeds I don't want ASAP. They are getting a lot of these seeds put away. That's great. Food situation is holding. Might as well set these for auto harvest. We don't have any spot to grow them. I don't really want to expand this farm because fried mushroom is a much nicer food to consume. So I would rather give them that. Alright, grabbing all those seeds. Okay, no one is running to create power to create oxygen, so I better kick that one up too. We've got some skill points, so let's have a look at these. Okay, Lindsay is our main researcher. Giving her a promotion at this point to move her towards astronaut would overstress her, so we will decline from doing that. Catalina is our rancher, and she can handle the stress versus morale of becoming the next level rancher, even though we aren't doing any ranching. Okay, so we don't need this anymore, but we can go ahead and mop all this stuff up for research water. Looks like they dropped some of their seeds at the end of last shift. So I am so keen to get in here so that we can then build this and I can build more storage, because we are running out of storage here. What is this built out of? Oh, sandstone. Okay, cool. Okay. So now we're going to put a door here and a tile so that gas exchange doesn't happen. And then we're going to need a ladder to get up here. Okay, very good. Then I want all of these done lickety-split. Okay, we can print some more stuff. They never offer you oxygen. It'd be pretty great if they did. But due to our oxygen issues, I'm not going to create another dupe. And I'm not ready to cook eggs or anything, so I'm not going to take the eggs either. That's probably the wrong choice. I should have probably chosen the eggs as a useful resource, but until I can do something with them, I don't really want shovels to hatch on me. Oh, perfect. Kind of forgot we built these. Oh! Also, I remember on my first video that I recorded like 10 days ago, that a fella by the name of John Doran, perhaps, he told me the purpose of lights. I'd mentioned that some rooms right away when the full release went into beta required lights, and that I noticed they had been taken out, so that was a bit confusing, and he let me know that lights are not required for rooms, but lights increase productivity of dupes in the lit area. So let's see, this will go down 3 and left and right 3, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, yep, so now this area will get a production boost if we connect it into the power grid. So this is the best spot we have right now. Maybe our kitchen would be a good spot. I guess we could increase the production value of the bathrooms. They could get in and out a little faster maybe. But short of that right now, in the bathrooms, we definitely need some better decor. So we'll drop some flower pots in. Can also get some flower pots into the bedrooms. Where else should we try to improve decor? Well, before we think about that, let's just check. Yep, we have a great hall. Now everyone who eats in here is going to get that +6 morale boost. So that'll help us get some of these higher tier jobs going. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cancel that. Those aren't seeds. All I'm really worried about right now is the seeds getting out of this room. They finally opened that. After I break into the room, they finally open it. Okay, finish some research. No research focus. Okay, they got a few things done. It's our new achievement. Some reservations. Improve morale by designating 4 areas as nature reserves. I didn't designate 4 areas, so I'm not really sure how we earned that one. As far as I know, I just did this one, but maybe it's large enough that it considers that? I don't know. And then research-wise, at this point, like, I've researched more than I can actually blueprint for now, so I'm just looking at researching things so I don't have to come in here all the time. So I'll research that, then I'll choose this, and I'll just start researching down the tree so that as I need something, I've got access to it, but none of those things am I particularly concerned about at the moment. Okay, all these seeds are out of the way, so I'm going to stop storing seeds and just let them fall on the ground. Okay, so I guess we do need to keep that. Oh my gosh, look at all that slime lung. We should not have deleted this one right here. This one was important because we're creating polluted water right there. But if we look like right here, there's only 3,000 germs, as opposed to up here there's 15,000. So it only takes one germ to contract slime lung, and I'm honestly surprised we haven't yet. So they may have continued tweaking germs, because before Quality of Life Mark 2 or Mark 3, I forget which one, it was really deadly. If you caught slime lung, you had to treat them, and treat them quickly, or your dupes would die. There's no way around that. So they changed it so that even like one slime lung germ could cause slime lung to be contracted, but it was no longer deadly. You could just basically ignore it. They got some stat nerfs, but it was manageable. Okay, so we did it in such a way they can't access that, but none of it is algae. So they may have made slime lung more deadly, but a lot harder to catch again, which would be fine by me. I think that disease should be something we have to worry about, and if you can just ignore the fact that somebody has a disease, that is, you know, just a little lame. So I'm going to peel out this entire area just so we have a larger CO2 well, and so we can collect all the water down in this one spot down here eventually. Or some of it will get trapped over on this side because of this lump. Ooh. They're just giving access to a refined metal. That's cool. I've not encountered lead before. That's new to the full release, so I'm not sure the best way to utilize it, but it's neat that you can just literally mine a refined metal. That's not anything we could ever do in any of the pre-game release updates. Alright, we're getting our insulation in, which is great. They dug all the way over here, so we'll get to find out what our other volcano is, which makes me happy. I always love to find out what is buried in those things. Food is maintaining around the 30,000 mark, so we've stabilized on the food. They can't sleep in breathable oxygen, but at least upper areas are breathable, so they can breathe. That's good. Although how much quality rest they're getting is left to a question. Okay, so what's the situation over here? So what we should probably do is cancel this built out of aluminum. I'm going to go ahead and cancel that built out of aluminum. We're going to have a look at this. Because this feller here has an overheat temperature of 75. And it produces a lot of heat. 20,000 duplicate temperature units, which if we assume that duplicate temperature units and BTUs, which I don't really know what the B stands for, are the same, I could do that math, but I think we would most certainly overheat, because in the previous releases 75 was too low. Like, you often get to 80 or 90 degrees Celsius near your power generations. So there's high thermal conductivity with that, so aluminum ore would probably overheat. But gold amalgam, which we've gained access to, gives you an overheat temperature buff of 50,000, so we should definitely build this out of gold. So we're going to toss that there. Oops. The rest of these things I'm not too worried about. This, I mean, yeah, okay, we'll deconstruct that. This should probably be made out of gold, because it's going to be sitting in hydrogen, which is one of the best temperature dispersing methods. So if this is 90, this guy's going to hit 90, so we should rebuild him. What about these distillers? Where were they at? Refinement? Desalinator, distiller, okay. Overheat temp on you. It's not normal that something doesn't have an overheat temp. Creates heat. It says it doesn't have an overheat temp, so I guess for now we'll let it be, but we may have to rip them out and redo them. I'm going to dig out these mirth leaves. We don't have enough mirth leaf right now to really put these things everywhere. I guess we have a lot of it lying around, so we can cancel that. We haven't quite finished our light yet. And they are researching, so I think we should get that done. Skills are there. I'm always looking for the jobs board, but they took that away from me. Okay, Lindsay now has way more morale than she used to, so we can tax that a bit more by giving her improved carrying. Otto definitely can upgrade his building prowess, because it took forever to build that fluid storage thing earlier. And Ada is going to be our other astronaut, so we'll get her working on that. But yeah, everybody's got 13 or higher. Whew, how did this guy get so much? I don't know. But everybody's doing really well on morale, so we can definitely throw out more job points. Okay, now we have light here. There's not a lot of light going on in this place, but the researchers, they get some light. Okay, so some things are happening. Not many things are happening at a very fast rate, but some things are in fact happening. Parting these is 6, but I guess the harvest is not up there. What happens if I do this? Only affected the auto harvest. Got a shine bug egg up here, very nice. Okay, perfect. Got that all dug out, so now we can have some more storage. Things are happening. I'd really like to have 10 tons of algae so I don't have to worry about that, but they just won't let me print any algae. So I'm going to reject that again, even though I know I probably shouldn't. Okay, in here. We definitely want to auto-harvest this wood. It's just free wood for us. So we should be grabbing it. Yeah, I would like to get about 4 more dupes, because things just aren't happening at the speed I'd like them to. And the best way to increase how fast things happen is to have more laborers to do that. Stop. Thank you. So we can direct the flow of this by digging all of this out first, so it does drain this way. And what that really means is we just want to probably move this over in here so that we dump over here instead. So we're going to replace that right here. I'm not sure if you can hear my wife, but Lily wants to give me something, and she's trying to convince her not to give it to me right now because I'm working on the video. Okay, they're planting all their pots over here, or building all their pots over here now. So, for those of you who are newer to the game and don't know about decor, decor is a metric that is contributing to morale. So if you're having issues getting to a point where you can give people high-level jobs because their morale, their green portion, is very low, and you're exceeding the green with red, it's going to cause stress and make your world just a lot harder. Hi, Lily. Oh, you found my phone. Thank you. Have fun with Mommy.
Thank you.
So to improve morale, decor is one of the things you can do pretty early with little to no research. You just have to clean things up. Everything that's sitting around on the floor is making the decor worse. The dupes don't like mess. So as we can see, we have a very light red here where the whole area is swept up. But when you start getting into areas that aren't swept, we get a brighter red, so it's worse decor. And when you're in this decor screen, you can see it's -75, -70 from debris alone. Then a little bit is from the airflow tiles because they're not very pretty. While down here, we only get -10 from debris and -5 from the airflow, but the non-airflow tiles add decor, so it's more neutral. Up here, where I've planted all these mirth leaves, we have +75 from mirth leaf and +5 from tiles, -60 from debris, -20 from lavatory. So it's higher up, like, because these this stuff on the ground negative only goes for like 1 or 2 tiles. So the debris stuff stops here. There's no debris, so its net is +30. So it's net green, but down here it's still net red. So we can sweep all this up and really just improve the dupe's day for where they're hanging out. Oh, I'm choosing mop. That's why nothing's happening. Some of our food has spoiled, so that's not ideal. We really need to probably come over here and finish this installation. So all we really need is the bottom portion. We don't need any of this portion yet. Anyhow, so decor is going to give them morale penalties if it's red, but it's going to give them bonuses if it's green. And they kind of look at the whole base and where they've spent part of their day. There it is. So like your farmers are spending more of their day in the farm. So the mealwood itself, each mealwood plant gives -50. So basically I just put art all above mealwood. That's why I left it 4 high. Whereas mushrooms actually add decor. Each mushroom is +15 decor. So this farm, I don't leave space for art. But, you know, the researchers, if I clean this up, give them light, the researchers are going to have a net positive decor if I put in a few plants. So researchers are going to be overall happier than farmers just because of the situation they're hanging out in. Now, that's one metric. And at this point in the game, they've minimized it. It used to be you could have a great decor and you really didn't have to do anything else, but they have changed that up. So the next easiest thing you can do to get decor, or not decor, but morale, is to have a great room. The great room is the upgrade from mess hall. It requires mess tables, no industrial stuff, and a decor item of 20 or more. So if you build a granite flower pot and put a mirth leaf in it, that is a decor item that gives +25. So that will make it a great haul. And that means that every time they eat in here, they get +6 morale. That's a huge amount of morale in the earlier mid-game. Once you're trying to have a scientist, it's not quite enough, but if you just want to have somebody at a level tier 3 job that they love, a great room basically will do that for you. A nature reserve is a brand new building that is somewhat similar to a great hall. If you have enough downtime that they can come and hang out in a greenhouse. Oh, sorry, not a greenhouse, that's the farm. In a nature reserve. If anybody spends, you know, 1 block of time in here, they're going to get +6 morale. So a dupe that eats here, then heads over here to hang out, is going to get +12 morale. And be able to have quite a lot of job skill points issued. But that means you do have to kind of change your schedules a bit. The default is 2 schedule. So I always knock it up to 3 for downtime so they can socialize, eat, maybe use something like this. Or later on in the game, I'll have, you know, an espresso machine, a dancing radio, boombox guy, and a video game machine. And, you know, they're going to need a little bit more time to eat and then get over there and play. So later in the game, I might give people 4 morale bricks, but for now, just the 2 morale, or 3 downtime bricks is going to be sufficient. And how much downtime you give your dupes is also going to give some morale. So if we look at this person's morale, 15 out of 17, we can see exactly everything that's happening. They ate in the Great Hall. Skills they're interested have been learned is a new bonus that we didn't have before the full release. They used a washroom, so my fully plumbed bathroom gave +2. The 3 shift break gave +2. A 2 shift break only gives +1. And I think the 4 shift break will give +3, but you'll never get more than +3 from their shift break allotment. Every duplicant just gets +1. Because of their 3 shift break, they've been able to socialize. That's +1. A basic bedroom, barracks. And a barracks over here doesn't have to be an individual room. Like, I could probably have this whole space without walls and fit like 6 beds in there, and that would still be a barracks. But eventually I am going to do personal bedrooms, because the next bedroom up is the official bedroom. It has to be a single bed, and it has to be a comfy bed. A comfy bed is 4 tiles wide. So this is just easier for me that I've been playing long enough, and I know I'm going to hit cycle 150 on every colony I do. Cross your fingers. You know, these new asteroids present new challenges, but, you know, I feel comfortable enough that I can just do this and switch it over to a comfy bed and make it a bedroom in every map I play. So I'm just setting that up. But if you want to be more space conscious and just have, you know, a bunch of 6-bedroom barrackses or 6-bed barrackses, you can definitely do that. And they'll get their +1 from that. So there, you'll see on this character, last cycle decor is poor, 0. So she's not happy with her decor, but it's not giving her negative morale. It sure could. If it was awful or terrible, she might get a -2 or -3 to decor. And then the final metric that we have access to right now is their meal quality. Meal ice is a -1. Mushroom is a 0, and fried mushroom is a +1. So that's why I want to get mushroom farming up and rolling, so that we can just squeak out ever so much more morale from the food they're eating. Okay, we have no research focus any longer. So like I said, I'm just going to go down the line and just research everything. And another skill point was earned. Alright, Stinky. Stinky is our main farmer, and he's also now our plumber. And he has more than enough to spare. I have a little acid reflux today, so pardon me, I'm going to mute my mic so I can cough. And I'm back. We are completely out of algae again, so that is a problem. And they have been breathing the good air. The air is not looking great, so we need to get down here and find more algae. So let's kick up the priority on this stuff. Another new printable. So we can get an oxifern, which I'm not really utilizing very much, so that's not very appealing to me. But the shine bugs will create light and make... Light is another decor modifier. If they're standing in light, the decor is much higher. So right here, not much higher, it's +15. So it's just negating some of the poor decor that they're facing. There's not enough pressure of gas, so that mirth leaf is not growing. So we definitely need to create more oxygen. If I take that block, they won't be able to use this ladder, so better not do that. So we could go ahead and break our CO2 lock here. That would release a bunch of clean oxygen into our base to breathe. But it would probably, as all the CO2 falls, release a bunch of polluted oxygen with slime lung into our base. So I am remiss to actually do that. The problem might be that they may not have enough oxygen to hold their breath to actually get down here. If that's the case, that may be the end of our base, because they have to get down there to get more algae, unless we decide to let them come up here for more algae, which might be what we have to do. Fortunately, the algae is just not dense enough to really accomplish that. So what we can do is we can break that there, build this here. throw in a door and some scaffolding. And then we can kind of just do this. Grab that. So they will not be able to get down there, so this is going to have to be a ladder. And this will have to be a ladder. And then they'll be able to walk up that. So now we can give them a task to collect algae that will allow them to actually breathe while they do it. And that might help out a bit. But we really need to be creating some oxygen ASAP. We are not looking great, because we were at a point where when they were sleeping they weren't getting oxygen, but now, like, using the bathrooms and stuff, this CO2 is just creeping higher and higher. Could also come out this area. Could cancel right here. Put an airlock. We would want to, if we want to do this, this will eventually break, so we want to have a drain right here for that to go down. If we're doing this, I want this airlock ASAP. We have a couple buddy buds. Buddy buds are cool. They'll create floral scent. That floral scent can stop germs from spreading. And also, if your dupe isn't allergic, that floral scent will also add some morale. So that might be something we dig out some mirth leaf and put into our bathrooms. Maybe one or two in our other room, because they spend a significant amount of time in these rooms during the breaks, that floral scent could really be helpful in raising their morale. Oh, the shine nymph eggs don't have the right skin. Those are like the shovel egg things. A shine nymph egg is more akin to a chicken egg. So if you see this, this is a shine nymph egg with its traditional art. This one is an incorrect art. Okay, so they've already gotten all the way up here and harvested some algae. So now we can start creating some oxygen again. Okay, I'm gonna set this up to 8 so that that algae gets delivered yesterday. Oh, slicksters. Oh, okay, okay. At some point I did take some slickster eggs, which I should have hatched, or should not have let hatch. They are leaking oil into our base, if you can see that, because they eat CO2 and produce oil. So what we want to do is we want to mop up their oil. They want to live in quite a bit of heat, so I think I was thinking this area is going to heat up. I want to have them living over here somewhere. So we could, like, throw another block right there. And then we can let the slicksters live right here, consuming CO2 that's produced as a byproduct of power creation. Oh, that's probably not good. Oh no, okay, I see. I thought that those wires weren't connected. They're not supposed to be. This is supposed to be a liquid pump built of gold, and we'll connect in right there. Up here, they're not getting stuff done at the speed I would like. But they did get us the algae from over here, so that is much better. So just make sure we don't lose any algae. I'm going to drop a ladder down here. Also going to grab that algae. And we can have them hop over to here and grab that algae. In fact, we could just take all this algae. We're going to get wet and gross, but wet and gross or suffocating I'm going to choose wet and gross. I'm going to drop this one down so that they don't totally flood themselves. Okay, a few more skill points have been earned. Alright, so this fella does not have as much morale as some others that we've seen. Just blocks going on for days. But he has some wiggle room. So we can make him an electrical engineer, and he won't be overloaded. And Nisbet is a farmer who'd also like to be an exosuit operator, so we can give her improved carrying and work her up towards exosuit training. Alright, quite a bit of polluted water has made its way up through here. These were all growing for a moment. These slicksters are likely just going to die before we can get them over here to the heat area they want to be in. So, sorry, slicksters. Yes, our food is still unrefrigerated, but we're eating it at such a pace that it's probably going to be okay. Huh. How did a shine nymph egg get right there? Oh, it's not. It's meal ice. Okay. I don't really feel like we've accomplished all that much in this particular episode. But, oh, yeah, that's just going to be a wall. We don't need an airlock there. We haven't accomplished a heck of a lot. But, hopefully, we accomplished enough and kept the oxygen creation going that in the next episode we can finish some of these projects we've started. I guess it would be pretty ideal if air could flow a little better. So we'll do that. They can build their ceilings. Air can move around a little easier. We'll just need a little ladder right there in case we want people to go up and around. I'm surprised nobody's coming over here, though. Let's get some people over here. Looks like they're probably mostly trying to sweep. And yep, they've run out of places to put the stuff they're sweeping. So let's go ahead and cancel those tasks so they have less draw of high priority things. It's like up here we need all of this stuff done before we can really build any more storage in this area. We could pick a different spot for storage. Like, there's absolutely nothing stopping us from paving right around here and building storage. And your derp for the evening. It is so hard to draw a straight line with a mouse. I'm sure none of you have ever been able to succeed at doing that before. So I'm going to be less concerned about that and see if we can get them to do this instead. And then we can just dig all this out. These containers are another sore eye thing. They hurt the core. So some YouTubers you'll see will just stack them on top of each other, two, just maximize their space. I, on the other hand, will put art there and just try to mitigate the poor decor. Now, there's a lot of debris that's really creating the poor decor, but the storage bins themselves are each -10 decor, so. Oh, another skill point was earned. So let's go ahead and jump into skills. And it's Jean, the digger. She has completed the digging stack, so we've moved over to operating machinery. So I suppose we can move her up that. She has plenty of morale available. Okay, now they're in here getting us more algae. We're up to 3 tons. That's 3 or 4 days worth, so that's good. Okay, we've completed research, so we can move over here. Once again, I'm just running down the line. There's nothing that I have the time to build to choose that research, so We're just researching everything so that eventually we can. Oh, thank you. Oh, it's only 500 kilograms, but hey, that's like almost a full day's worth of algae. Eventually, when we are caught up in sustaining our colony, we will want all these technologies, so I'm just making sure we're continuing to unlock them. Okay, excellent, excellent, excellent. So let's go ahead and peel this down a little, a couple more layers, because there is more algae to be had. We need to bring our ladder down to accommodate that. And we're going to end up flooding this fella here, but we have a couple others that are just dandy to harvest, so I'm not terribly worried about it. Auto harvest all of these too. Free food is free food after all. Yeah, we're losing meal ice. So the deal with refrigeration is you could build a fridge and you could power that fridge and you could refrigerate food. But if you didn't know, in this game, no bacteria can propagate and grow in carbon dioxide. All bacteria will die in carbon dioxide. So if you put food crates here in a spot where no carbon dioxide can't drop, you'll just fill this up with carbon dioxide, and then you can store your food there and it will never spoil. And there's no going stale or anything in this game, so the dupes will eat it and be happy they ate it and won't complain that the food was created perhaps, you know, 100 cycles ago, which is not something you'd ever want to eat in real life. So if we had our food in a CO2 well, we would be banking food every cycle and we'd be growing and growing and growing up in calories. But instead it's spoiling every 3 or 4 cycles, so that's why we seem to be floating around the 20 to 30,000 range. Just realize they won't be able to reach anything after they build that tile because they need 2 tile clearance to get anywhere. Alright, end of the day on cycle 60. I think we're going to call it here. It's been a relatively long video, so thank you for joining me. I'm sorry we didn't accomplish a lot. It was mainly just treading water, but that treading water did get us to almost 8 tons of algae. So now, the next video, we won't have to just be focusing completely on harvesting algae. We can actually focus on completing some long-term goals for survivability. So thanks for joining me. As always, please leave some comments. If you have tips or tricks or see something I can improve, I will implement them. It's just a matter of how many videos I recorded based on my schedule before I can do it. So thanks again, John. I appreciate your tip, and you all have a great day. And if you have the time, don't forget to like, comment, or subscribe. Bye-bye.